group she's worked with.
Yeah, and find out why they left a sour taste in Kandi's mouth.
And Marvel announces official title and release date for Black Panther sequel.
Wakanda forever!
And MSNBC's Joy Reid fires back after Tucker Carlson calls her the race lady.
Aw, poor Tuckums. Do you not have enough joy in your life?
Woo, all that and so much more on this week's Mocha in the Morning. We're adding a little flavor to your morning blend. All right, Mocha Marvels. Oh my gosh, it's our last show. But listen, welcome to the final episode of this season's Mocha in the Morning, where we're adding a little flavor to your morning blend. Of course, I'm your host, Miss Keisha Boyd, and I could not have done this season without my cafe con leche, my officially Jorge.
Well, hello there.
Excuse me. Do that one more time. One more time. And swing.
Oh, well, hello there. Good morning.
How's your hair? How's your hair doing, honey? Honey,
Look,
let me take
I was a hair and makeup. I was like, y'all gotta give me like a look for this last episode. You know, y'all gotta get me all the way together. I need Kenya blowing up my phone. I need Liz blowing up my phone. I need Kia to come out of eternity and be like, what is he doing with his hair?
Honey, let me tell you something. That hair is laid. Do you hear me? It is laid. How did you get so much volume and bounce?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Turn up the volume.
Oh my gosh. Listen, this is our final episode of the season. We are super, we're not even sad. You know why? Because we're already planning for the next season and it's going to be hot like fire. So we are
even more flavorful.
Yes. So we are super excited about today's show, about our final show, and all the plans we have for the next. So before we get into all that, we got to have a little what?
We need to have some coffee and a little bit of bounce. Can you bounce for me?
Bounce. E.
Simona.
Oh.
Mocha in the Morning is brought to you in part by the Portico Cafe, where conversation, connection, and community create change.
All right, Mocha Marvels, we are back once again for our final show. And guess what? It's time for my wonderful Cafe con leche, my officially Jorge, to bring us this week's steamers. What you got for us, honey?
And do I have some steamers for you? Because we love to bring you everything in Black Hollywood and entertainment.
Yes.
All right, so yes, Marvel Comics just released like this entire like 10-minute like teaser trailer of all of the movies that are like in the phase 2 of Marvel that are coming out. And the highlight of it was when we got to see the sequel to Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. So that is super exciting. That movie is due out in theaters July 8th of 2022. The director, which his name is Ryan Coogler, well, you know, unfortunately, the king himself is no longer with us, Chadwick Boseman. And it was very difficult, you know, for them to kind of make this decision to move on and do this picture without him. So I really think that they're going to give us like, I mean, I'm sure like by the time we see it, it's going to be done all the way right.
Absolutely. Because I mean, that's the first thing that everybody thinks like, how are they going to do this sequel without Chadwick? Oh my God. But, you know, I trust, and obviously Ryan Coogler is for the culture all day long. And so I know that he will do it justice. So I'm excited and very happy for them moving forward.
Yeah, I'm super excited. And of course, on top of that, all of the other Marvel action superhero movies are coming out. I'm just like, I'm like a kid, like in a candy store. I'm so excited. So look out for that. Oh, I cannot wait to tell you this. Oh my goodness. So, you know how like back in the day when we were single.
Did you say Juno?
Huh?
Did you say Juno? Juno?
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
So back in the day when we was both single and we were like, we was out there in the world, you know, getting our lives. And sometimes we wouldn't make it home in that night. And you would be like the next day, like on that struggle bus. Right? Yeah. Well, a major Hollywood celebrity was spotted like doing the opposite. Usually the walk of shame is when you leave somebody's house, but this is the walk of game.
Okay.
Going to somebody's house from an Uber with a backpack. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Bennifer, The Revenge, Part 2. Yes, we do.
Are you talking about Ben Affleck and Jennifer?
Yes, if you're gonna Huffington Post, yes, it's all over Twitter. He was photographed coming out of this fabulous looking white SUV outside of Jennifer Lopez Hollywood mansion. So apparently, according to the source, they've been hanging out.
I mean, golly, Jennifer.
But you know what, though? I've always thought they should have stayed together. And I'm glad, you know, well, they both got the case of the ex.
All right. Look, ain't my business, so do your thing, Jennifer.
Look, I'm all for it. I mean, she's got the arroz and he's got the pollo, girl. So it goes together. So.
I cannot deal with you.
And speaking of not going together, child, if you go to TV1.com, and you know, this wouldn't be the first time I heard about this, but you know, the Motown Philly boy band, BOYZ to the Men's.
Yes.
Well,
greatest.
Miss Kandi Burruss has come out in an interview and said that they were the most difficult group she's ever had to work with. Now, hello, KANDI has had to work with everybody in Escape. KANDI has had to work with TLC, right? KANDI has had to work with the Real Housewives of Atlanta,
honey.
Right? And you know, everybody in those camps can be some very difficult people, but the most difficulty she ever had was with BOYZ to Men, and not because of their talent and their gifts. It's because of their attitude.
What? I cannot believe.
She said that she has never felt so disrespected. Probably other than the time she didn't get royalties for that #1 hit that she wrote for that other girl on that show. And she was like, where's my check? And she's like, well, we didn't sign no papers. I mean, maybe that. But next to that, it would be BOYZ to, and this isn't the first time that I've heard about BOYZ to Men not being cool with the people that we're working with, like in the studio. Oh, that's right. It was when L.A. Reid came out with his book. And he was like, when they blew up, all of a sudden, you know, they thought they knew the business and was running things and what was best for their careers. And so, I mean.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Producer said wine and one, yay.
Right? So sorry about that. I guess what they're lacking though, what I assume that what the two groups are lacking is understanding. And if you can't get to that part, then you just need to say you just need to say goodbye to yesterday.
Yeah.
So the lovely Gabrielle
I could not with you. He's just too quick with it today.
And her fabulous husband, Dwyane Ray. Well, they are coming out with a book called Shady Baby, inspired by, is it Kavia?
It is.
Right, the baby that they had via surrogate. And she was like, that their new baby was kind of the inspiration, for this book, because she was saying that sometimes, like, if you did something that the new baby found uncomfortable or wasn't with it, that she would like throw her, like she found her, how moms can communicate with their newborns and, that connection. And she just kind of knew how to like, navigate through the different moods of her new baby. And that was like the inspiration for this book, and how, how to raise authentic kids, because you don't want to raise fake kids. So that book is, coming out. I just love the fact that Gabrielle Union and Dwyane make an awesome parenting team.
Yeah.
They are really like teamwork, family, let's do the thing.
Absolutely. And the way they support, especially their daughter, their transgender daughter, is just,
that in itself right there. So that's that. Check this out. And speaking of supporting your daughters, remember like last week where I talked about, where I brought you a steamer, and in regards to the Kobe Bryant family, well, Vanessa and the estate totally dropped, did not re-sign with Nike.
Right.
Well, hello, a week later, Mambacita comes out.
Mambacita
on when her daughter would have been 15 years old, and of course Mambacita was like her basketball name, her nickname, and so in honor of that, Mambacita came out, and of course Vanessa Bryant was shown on Instagram modeling the new designer wear Mambacita, and which of course sold out. The whole Lakers team, the Lakers bought every player on the team. The whole camp wore Mambacita on that day, and the Warriors and other teams as well. So that's amazing. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? When they didn't sign that deal, I was like, okay,
you knew something was coming. You knew something was coming. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. What a savvy business move, right? All right, so, and Legendary is back. Legendary is the show that's all about the ballroom scene. And I don't know if you saw the first season, but I was like, wow. Well, Megan Thee Stallion is on there, like Roach, it's back, Leomi, and then they have like, oh my God, all these other like guest judges like Normani, Tiffany Haddish, Amia Scott, Demi Lovato. I mean, this show really, really, really absolutely blew up. And I just cannot wait to see all the new houses that are going to be competing to be, of course, the queens of the ball. Bring it. Ooh. Category is hair.
Yes. Volume. Yes.
Turn up.
Yes, honey. You better work.
The category is summer Auburn.
Ooh, listen, y'all, he gonna have a broken neck in a minute. If you head one more time. Just one more time, okay?
And and those are your steamers for this week. It's been a great joy and privilege and my pleasure to bring all of you everything that is in Black Hollywood and in entertainment on this fabulous 4th season of Mocha in the Morning.
And that, my darlings, is our 75%, okay? Bringing you 100% of the news, okay? All right, y'all. Don't go anywhere. No, that's all yours, baby. Ain't no pulling it. Ain't no lace front. Ain't no glue. We'll be right back with Piping Hot next. You ain't right.
You ain't right.
You ain't right. All right, Mocha Marvels, we are back and it's time for Piping Hot. And when I tell you that we have a full house of beautiful BOYZ sisters, honey, I'm so excited. All of my Mocha Marvel sisters, including the new mom and new wife, are here. Yes, I'm so excited. So Yay. We will go ahead and get them introduced. All right, Dr. Jen Dotson, who's all the way in Hawaii. Come on in, girl.
Hi, good morning. It's super early, but I could not miss the finale of Mocha in the Morning.
Yes, so happy to have you, Mama Kia Shakur.
Hi, guys. I miss you guys so much. Yay, I'm back.
Listen, they had 2 babies on like she did nothing, honey. She looking still fine as ever.
Yes, I've been taking Liz Everett courses. I've been finding her stuff on Instagram and YouTube and following directions. So yes.
I know that's right. Come on, plug. All right, Miss Kenya Woodard.
Happy Friday, everybody.
And the lovely Miss Liz Everett.
Happy Friday, Mocha Marvels.
Listen, we are glowing and growing over here, y'all. We are ready to talk about these piping hot topics. Let's go ahead and jump into one that is, okay. Republicans, the 1619 Project, Nicole Hannah-Jones, we have this project that is attempting to teach our kids, all children in school systems, the real history of African Americans here. And so Mitch McConnell and his homeboys are like, no, we can't do that. We must teach them about Christopher Columbus and all those. Anyway, Kenya, chat, please.
Oh my goodness. I'm not even sure where to start with this. But what I will say is that it's all a bunch of hooey. Mitch McConnell, conservatives, Republicans, they've been in a hissy fit ever since the 1619 Project dropped 2 years ago, right? The New York Times published it 2 years ago. It was a sensation when it published. It contains tremendous amounts of information that reporters took a lot of time to dig up about contributions of African Americans here in this country from the first time the first African, enslaved African, stepped foot on the soil in 1619. And Mitch McConnell and his lot and others have been in an uproar ever since. So I'm not really surprised to see this. And so what they're kind of doing is kind of giving a warning, if you will, to Biden and the education department and pretty much saying, hey, look, none of the monies that come from the federal government should be supporting anything that has to do with the 1619 curriculum. And it's, kind of weird because the education department hasn't said it plans to do any such thing. And also a lot of states have already adopted this 1619 Project into their curriculums. So now what you're saying is that those states that have the curriculum in place in their schools, they're not going to get any federal money? Come on.
Right. It's kind of crazy. And, either way, Kenya is going to talk about this a little bit more in her political minute. So make sure you guys tune in for that. Later on in the show, she'll go a little bit more in depth, but it's just so crazy how they still want to keep these crazy views and divert the truth from people and children. Tim Scott.
Should be a joyful springtime for our This administration inherited a
joyful springtime for women. I've been in my house for a year.
Kia, I'm gonna come straight to you on your Republican Party brother, okay?
And
listen, I am not with Tim Scott said, like, I don't know if he's been living in the same, has he been living in the same country, world, society we've been in, Kia? I'm just wondering.
Let me make a quick statement. To everyone who has money, y'all need to be worried about what I'm about to say. To everybody who gets money, the first thing y'all need to do is fix your teeth. Don't get on people's TV knowing good and darn well y'all got money and you on here with dolphin teeth and no braces. That is inappropriate, and I am personally offended by that. That's number one. Number two, Tim Scott needs to figure out which side of the fence he wants to sit on, because a couple of months ago, he gave a fabulous speech about how he actually had to deal with a race issue with people at the Capitol who didn't know he was supposed to be there, and had this whole speech about how race in this nation is going. Now, fast forward to now, Now it's not a racist country anymore. So you need to pick a side. That's my issue as a Republican. If you're going to be one way, fine. I don't care. I can disagree with you, but you have been on both sides of this fence this whole time. So that makes him look like a joke. And that's why people keep calling him an Uncle Tom and making fun of him and making, comments about him, because you are just going with whichever the race wind blows. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, he's doing what he feels best benefits him. What's going to make people like him. Right. And what makes people, white people will like you, but they're not going to vote for you. It's Black people who will vote for you, Tim Scott. Let's not get this confused. You may be a Republican, but it's people of color who put you in office. So ain't she saying something? Okay. All right. Now, Liz, did you see Lynn Whitfield's rebuttal? Did you see that?
Did you say, did I love Lynn Whitfield's rebuttal? Love, hearted. Was there a heart emoji on that? Absolutely. It all comes down to constituency, right? Kia's not wrong. You have to think about who puts you in office, and he's trying to gain more votes. And Lynn Whitfield just went on and put all the heart emojis around it, right? And just said, yes, Lord. So I'm here for it. Go on, Lynn.
Listen, Lynn said, I've been in my mother's house for a year, and you talking about it's not she was dropping all kind of F-bombs. I was like,
I was here for it. I think ultimately, like, people are not used to Black women, especially, just being comfortable in their skin. And so y'all just gonna have to deal with it, because that's what's happening right now. And it's going to continue to happen, because there's no need for us to continue to be in bondage mentally, physically, or, in our daily lives. And we have opinions. So there you go. Have a great day with that.
Absolutely. All right, moving forward, honey. Woo, sisters. Dr. Jen, Kenya, Liz, Kia. When a Black woman has had enough, okay, and she fed up, she just gonna, you gonna feel it. Our sister, Joy Reid, excuse me, on MSNBC, honey, Tucker Carlson had his little comments calling her the race lady and dropping her name and all. Look, had her name on his mouth, and Joy was like, you know what? Today. It's happening today.
Oh, honey, Tuckums. Is this really about me fixating on race, or is it about you?
Kia, honey, Sister Joy said what? Say, huh?
Listen, I didn't watch her. Her hair and makeup makes me really annoyed and frustrated.
Oh, God.
So I pass my time over to Dr. Jen Dobson.
You know what, Dr. Jen, did you see Joy Reid?
So I saw a snippet of it, but and I have to agree, because a lot of people had the same complaint that her hair and makeup was such a hot mess. Like, I was reading comments about that, and I'm like, okay. So I literally watched like one snippet of it for that very same reason.
Listen, let me tell y'all how we're gonna get Dr. Jen and Kia together on the off.
Wait a minute though, y'all. When you buy a curly hair weave or wig, you have to pull the curls out. You can't wear it tight curled like that.
Listen,
grandma wig at church.
I need y'all to stay focused.
Okay, we're focused.
Stay focused. Okay, stay focused. God darn it, Kenya. Get darn it. I'm gonna pop you, and I'm gonna pop you down there all the way in Hawaii. We are not focused on the hair and makeup. We are focused on the fact that Tucker Carlson was all up in her business, calling her a race lady, and she went off on him. Kenya, save your sisters, okay, and keep us on top.
Yes. So I saw the entire.
Me too, honey. She read him. Okay.
Yes, and she read him like a book, and gave him a new name, Tuckums. I love it. Yeah. I love Tuckums, and actually pointed out that he might be a little salty because she got into Harvard and he didn't. So listen, you can tell she had been bottling this up for a long time. Dwyane had been taking the high road for probably way longer than she wanted to, and it just all came crashing down. Yeah, and he hasn't yet responded.
He better not. He bet not, as my grandma would say. He bet not say a word. Okay, and it's really a situation where, who's really focused on race, right? Because his rhetoric was talking about how people are trying to replace the white race and all this extra stuff. I'm like, what are you talking about? Child, please.
Yeah. He's trying to call her the race baiter, but he's the one that's actually putting out the ideals that, white people are going to disappear from the earth or, whatever. Just nonsense.
Well, listen, let me tell you, Liz, you okay over there?
What? That white people are going to... Listen, it's that type of fear mongering that riles people up and causes people's lives to be in danger, just walking around in regular life. And so if you ever wonder why your Black or person of color friend has a little bit of extra anxiety, it's because it only takes one agitator like that to start saying things like that for you to be running or jogging somewhere and for an Ahmaud Arbery type of case to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I for sure don't expect that. I think that Joy has said what she said, and that's it. She's not going to go back and forth with this man because it's not worth her time.
She's right. I mean, I don't know why we paid Tucker Carlson dust. You went to Trinity College and people give a damn about your opinion. Trinity College. He's the most famous alumni at this college. The college doesn't even have a basketball team, I think. Like, why are we shouldn't even paying attention to you. It's a liberal art school. Like, I mean, let's be honest. Stop it.
You're whack. The queen of shade. Nobody does it.
I have been trapped in the house for 5 weeks with babies with no adult to talk to. You guys are the adults that I get to talk to, so I'm about to just let it rip. So let's let it go.
I appreciate the way Kia just did the money flying like that for me. Yeah, that did it for me. It's
only on one block. Trinity is only on one block. Super producer.
Yeah.
Wow.
One block.
Wow.
That's not a school. That's a flea market.
You know what?
There are good flea markets in Miami that are bigger than the city block. They got some nerve.
Oh listen, God. All of the Trinity grads, we respect you, but just not him. All right, listen. Moving on. So obviously we talked about the Derek Chauvin case for several weeks, obviously, as it's been going on. However, it has come that he is trying, this mistrial situation, and we are not here for the mistrial. The country is not here for the mistrial. They don't want to see the effects of a mistrial. Do you understand me? Dr. Jan, there is a juror on there that has lied, I guess, and said he had never participated in a protest. But he did. Okay, it comes out that he did. And, maybe that this is a situation where I guess Derek Chauvin's attorneys figure that, hey, here's a loop for us to try to do a mistrial because this juror lied. Now, the conversation we were having last night for me is that, okay, if he lied, and I just don't see how any of the jurors in this case could have not had some type of premeditated. I mean, they know that everybody knew about this case unless you were living under a rock. I just don't think that anyone have told, if someone asks you, so do you have any premeditated notions about this trial and if they could be guilty or not? Like, if they wanted to be on the trial, they're going to, wanted to be a jury, they're going to answer the right way. Does that make sense of what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but I mean, so the hard thing is that ultimately, like with this type of trial, when it's such a big case and there's so much involved in it and everybody's watching in the whole world, is that you have to make sure that all of your jurors are on the up and up. The fact that he lied does make it complicated. And I wish that he hadn't have, because, now it does make you wonder if he came in already having some views about cops versus Black Lives Matter and the whole thing, which he did. Clearly he did. So yes, it kind of makes us think, but at the same token, like, I don't know if that's enough for us to be like, oh, it's a mistrial because somebody, I mean, if we're honest about trials over the last 100 years, I mean, there's been plenty of people that have lied or have not been 100% honest about what they've seen or turned on the TV or watched the news on their phone, even though they're not supposed to. And of course, everybody knows about this. Everybody. There was not a person in this world that didn't know this case. So I don't think we'll end up seeing a mistrial. I think that it's going to be kind of like, I don't think anybody wants to see a mistrial on either side. Like, I think they want to be kind of like, okay, it's done. Let's just figure out, what comes next. So, I mean, he could have made it bad for all of us. What is it? Brandon Mitchell could have made it bad for all of us in the sense that, like, it could have a very adverse impact. But I don't think it's going to go in that direction. I think it'll kind of blow over and we'll be okay. But
so here's two things really quickly. Does anybody else remember how many jurors they went through for the OJ trial? Because people were lying about if they knew him, if they were fans of his, if they were writing books. So this happens a lot in big trials like this. Like Jen said, everybody knows this trial. And I think if it does end up being a mistrial, God forbid, I think the prosecution's gonna know no matter what jury you pick the next time, it could be worse than this because how everybody was celebrating after the trial was, what was over. So what they might end up doing is cutting him a deal and just saying, hey, before we go through this again, we're going to cut you this deal. You're going to do this amount of years in prison and we're just going to call it a day. And I mean, that's not a bad thing. It just means he could get less time than he would have gotten if there wasn't a mistrial. So it's kind of like a weird double-edged sword.
Yeah, and I get that. All I know is this: he can't go free.
No,
and that's damn sure.
And if he does go free, they would have to put him in WITSEC or something. There's no way they can let him just walk the streets regularly because it would be bad.
Absolutely, he can't even go in general population or anywhere near other prisoners right now. Or I mean, there's people in there ready and waiting. They like, I ain't going home anyway. So yeah. So yeah, we'll definitely keep tabs on that in the coming months. Although we'll be preparing for the next season, but yeah, just keep that on your radar. All right, now Liz, honey, let's talk about Bill and Melinda Gates, who have decided that they're going to get divorced after 27 years.
Well, did you guys see that she was the one that filed for divorce, not him, according to court documents?
Because he was cheating.
Listen,
the whole time we know, he knows, she knows. I mean,
Liz,
millions of dollars.
Right. Okay, so Liz first, and then I'm coming to you, Jen. Okay, they had a separation, I guess, agreement before they even went through to the divorce.
Yes,
Liz. So, I mean, what kind of situation are we looking at?
We're looking at starter wife situation.
Huh.
Yeah. Like, this is just starter wife syndrome. Now, I do know, as Dr. Jen said, she filed first, but every woman knows what it's like when you start to feel that ice out. You know what I mean? Where you're like, whoa, we were flowing here. We've tried X, we've tried Y, we've tried Z. He said, I don't want to go to counseling. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And you're starting to think like, so I'm just supposed to wake up every night and look over at you. And I will rather call AAA if something happened to me than call you. No, we're not going to do this. So, to me, I hope that she filed because she felt like, I'm going to take the power back and I'm going to be in charge of the narrative, right? Because we all know, from a PR angle, if I get ahead of it, then I have control of the narrative. So I'm hoping that that's what it is, but I would not be shocked if this was a starter wife situation.
Okay, Jen, let's get to this money.
Right. So, I mean, so the interesting part to me was the fact that they don't have a prenup, or at least so far we haven't seen that there's a prenup, and instead there's a separation agreement. Like, I just don't understand how either one of them could allow that to happen. There should have been some clearer expectations. Now, supposedly the separation agreement though does have some explanation on who gets what, and it seems to be that it's going to be pretty evenly split, at least as far as like properties and things like that. I don't know how the money's going to be split up. I mean, she didn't really earn it per se.
She did earn it. She earned it.
No, wait, well, not what Keisha's saying. No way. Keisha's about to say some weird wife. She gave him kids, so she earned it. No, she actually was his original project manager for his company and has been with the company for years and years and helped him grow. And then she got promoted. So she has helped him build the business. They run the Melinda and Bill Gates Foundation. So that's a whole nother batch of money. So she has earned it. I mean, it could end up being like Mackenzie Scott. I don't know if anybody remember Mackenzie Scott. She was Jeff Bezos's wife, and she walked away with $60.2 billion. And let's see what Melinda walks away with. But
Well,
for real though, who
It's
is
so much
cheating?
more.
I want to know who the mistress was. Because he apparently had been spending vacations with his ex-girlfriend, but no one knows what she looks like. But he had actually been spending vacations with her, like on some island, more than once.
Listen.
Yeah.
Listen. We all know a man don't have to look good at all. He never had to
Well,
look
not when
good
you make his
long.
kind of money. He could look like Mitch McConnell and
Exactly.
everybody would still date him. Like, it's
Ooh,
fine. Like, it's not that big of a deal.
No, you got to draw the line somewhere. Well, we know it's going to be, there's Kenya. Kenya, we're talking about Bill and Melinda and this split, okay? And all these people that's going to be going and slide into the DM.
Including me, for both. I'm not picky.
Well, we'll see how that goes, but honey, I can't wait to see the Monty that's going to be shelled out for this one.
I'm gonna ask for those who are married. If you have been married to your spouse for over 20 some odd years, is there really a necessary to divorce? Is it really necessary? Can't y'all just get separate rooms of the house and call it a life?
Listen, if my children are grown,
why is it closed?
I might be like, hey, let's go on and but if there's children in the house, I'd probably be like, look, you're gonna stay here. I told my husband before we got married, I don't do divorce now, especially if we got kids, we have children. You're gonna have to sleep on the other side of the house until they get out and go to college or something. But we ain't getting no divorce. They're gonna grow up with two parents, okay? Two parents from DMV folks, two parents, okay? So yeah, I mean, but I know people who've been married almost 30 years, 30 plus years and got divorced because they just grew apart. They stayed together for the children, which I don't recommend. Actually, I really don't.
Dumb reason to get divorced because we grew apart. Okay, fine. Like that to me is a dumb reason to get divorced. You grew apart. You get divorced because he got another woman pregnant. He pulled the Wendy Williams, or he stole all your money, or he I don't know, ran off with your brother-in-law. I don't know, but it shouldn't just be we grew apart, so we don't need to be together anymore. Like that seems so whack to me that you grew apart.
But think about it. If you're not happy, you're not happy. Like,
that's right.
I would be very happy with $1 million. Thank you very much.
No one's gonna use my Bill wanted to upgrade his software line. Really? No one would use my line.
The producer said Bill Gates is right. Bill Gates is upgrading his software. She really wanted us to say that. It's
the last show of the season. I do what I want.
Ooh, Jorge is gonna be so mad when he has to edit this episode. Ooh.
Gosh, listen. Let's move on from Bill and Melinda. Let's talk about Willow Smith. Okay, Dr. Jen. Willow says that she is in a, how you even say it, is polyamorous. How you say it?
Polyamorous, girl.
Polyamorous. I don't use these terms. I hardly even know what the hell it means. Okay, a polyamorous. Thank you. I did go to college twice. Polyamorous relationship or whatever. Girl, for the folks that don't know, what is polyamorous?
So now I ain't no expert, but my understanding of it is that in a polyamorous relationship, both people can have their own partner. So I could have a boyfriend, for example, a husband, and then my husband could have a girlfriend. So that's my understanding of everybody being able to kind of come together and be open in that relationship. And I'm not surprised. Are y'all surprised that Willow's in a polyamorous relationship? I mean,
no. I don't think we're surprised at all. But my thing is,
I would be okay with the polyamorous relationship if everything was like right. You know what I mean? Like if my husband and me had decided that we're not.
I'm sorry, the way Liz just sat back in her chair, like, where is this?
I understand the value of it to a certain extent, because I understand that even if you're married and both of you, like, it's different than like a polygamous relationship where the man has his wife and girlfriend or two girlfriends and it's kind of one-sided, where in this particular type of relationship, at least a woman also has the ability to have another partner and they can all kind of come together in that way.
I agree with Jen. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that whole growing apart crap, this is how you not grow apart. You just grow together with other people and continue your hardcore core relationship. Now, would I do it? I'm not sure if I would do it.
Right.
But I don't know. I have something in the background. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I'm not sure if I would do it. But I get it.
I would be willing to. Yeah.
Personally, I'm just gonna whip my hair back and forth. So
Jorge said everybody gets to whip her hair.
Who would do it? Who would do it? Who else would not do it?
Okay, listen, I have questions before I say this.
Okay.
What is the difference between swinging, sister wives, and all this y'all talking? It sounds like the same.
So sister wives, like Jen said, the husband is the only one who can have the wives. It's just the husband and the wives and they have kids. Swinging is you're just having sex. Like there is no relationship. There is no building of a couple group ship. With polyamory, you guys are actually building like a life together as a group of people who love each other and kiss. And
so 5 of y'all can go and raise a child and buy a house and grocery shop and everybody sleep in the same bed. And I know I ain't doing
that. My niece doesn't watch this episode. Please don't watch. But my niece is in a polyamorous relationship. She's actually getting married to their girlfriend, I think in the next month. But she has a wife. She got married last year, right before the pandemic hit. Their maid of honor was actually the girl that they're in a relationship with, and they all share a baby. They're called Mom, Mommy, and Mama. So they have a polyamorous relationship, and everybody's happy. It's weird for me when you first hear about it, but they're very happy, and that's
the key. As long as everybody's happy with it and everybody's open and honest and respectful, I think it's much better than people stepping out on each other. You know, the husband went out and got a girlfriend, the wife went out and slept with some dude. At least here, everybody's honest, open, respectful. It's just a different lifestyle.
It is a different lifestyle. Liz?
I agree with that. I don't know that it would be for me. It would he'd have to be extra fine for me to consider it.
That's the only requirement, extra fine.
Like, OMG, that's your man. He sure is, girl. Look at him, baby. Turn around. Okay, I might think about it.
Girl, but I can find you a whole bunch of fine ass men. They got to have something else.
You don't right.
They got to have that Bill Gates.
Like, I don't want anybody else's thought process on what they want to do, how they want to be. Yeah, like whoever you want to be with, do it. You know, like, whatever.
We are some fools.
So here's my thing. Do what's best for your address. All right, ladies, let's wrap this thing up.
That t-shirt? Is that on a t-shirt? Can we get a t-shirt?
Oh, no t-shirt.
We'll get that together for you. But ladies, thank you so much. It's been a beautiful season. We love y'all. Congratulations on everybody's everything, baby, husband, birthdays, graduations, elevations, growth, and all the things that we will see over the summer. We will keep in touch. Mwah, 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 mwah. I love y'all. See you on the next season.
Bye,
guys. And stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Mocha in the morning. Woo, child, ladies.
The views and opinions expressed on Mocha in the Morning are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the official position of the show, its producers, staff, and sponsors.
Hey everyone, it's Kenya with the Political Minute. The 1619 Project is back in the news thanks to Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell. And it's got a lot of people asking, what exactly is the 1619 Project? Well, this was a journalistic project that was published by the New York Times just a few years ago, actually 2 years ago in 2019, to commemorate the 400th anniversary of the arrival of the first enslaved Africans here in America, and they actually landed in Virginia. So what the project is a collection of essays and stories and poems and some short story fiction about the legacy of slavery in this country ever since the first Africans stepped foot on the soil. So ever since this publication, it's been met with a strong resistance from Republicans and conservatives who try to say it's a form of indoctrination. And so in response, Trump formed a 1776 commission to combat or refute some of the claims that were made in the 1619 Project. The 1776 Commission report was full of factual errors and it lacked academic rigor in comparison to the 1619 project. When President Biden got into office, he immediately terminated that commission. And so now what we have is a continuing fight on behalf of Republicans, Mitch McConnell leading the way, to prevent the federal government from funding schools that use curriculum related to the 1619 project. Now, this is important because they're basically saying if you have this curriculum in your school district, you can't get federal funds. But the joke may be on them. The federal government hasn't particularly had any stance in regard to the use of the 1619 curriculum in schools. So not sure exactly what the buzz is all about with Republicans, but then again, that's not surprising. Have a good one, y'all.
IgA nephropathy, or Buerger's disease, is an unpreventable, uncurable condition. IgA is normally a good antibody that fights toxins, but in someone with the condition, the antibody builds up and causes inflammation that over time destroys the kidneys. Meet Dora. She's had Buerger's disease for a long time, but didn't learn about it until 2008. Basically, Dora needs a kidney, and we want to help her find one. But first, we should tell you more about why you should care.
Hello, my name's Anthony Thomas. I'm privileged here to say that I'm a friend of Dora Holloway. My perspective and just telling you a little bit about her, it's gonna sound real cliche-ish, but this woman has like the biggest heart. Okay, she's a mom of her 3 children, and she's a fab mom, a nana, you know, so she loves her grandkids to death. Dora, she grew up in the Midwest in Madison, and she later relocated down here to Florida, followed later by her mom, Miss Betty, our favorite mom, which is a mom to all of us. We love the family very dearly. And so when we found out Dora had this disease, there wasn't a second thought. We had to act. I went and got tested, found out that I was a match, and thinking I'm running to save my dear friend's life, she ended up saving my life, because I found out through attempting to do this that I had become a diabetic. And so I was no longer a match. I'm on a mission. I won't stop regardless. I still want to be a part of this, and I'd like you to act as well. Let's save Dora. Let's get a kidney somewhere. Let's do it, y'all.
Because Dora's kidney function is so low, in November of last year, she had to start peritoneal dialysis. That means for 9 hours each night while she sleeps, a solution goes into her abdomen and sits for an hour and a half. That process attracts the toxins in her body, draws them out, and flushes them, but she has to repeat this cycle 4 times a night.
Dora does everything she can to take care of herself. She manages her protein to help fight infections and aid in healing. She monitors her potassium, calcium, phosphorus, hemoglobin, and a lot of other things to watch for indicators on her health. She also walks 4 miles a day, 6 days a week. So in essence, although she looks great and is amazing, one thing is missing. She needs a kidney. Anyone can donate a kidney. They just need to be O positive and very healthy. A person can function perfectly well without both kidneys, but 2 bad kidneys, they just don't work.
All of Dora's children, her mother, family, and friends want to give her a kidney. But for whatever reason, we are not matches. Dora is on the kidneys donor list, but this could be a 3 to 5 year process. Her youngest daughter, Destiny, was about to give her a kidney, but she found out about some particular health issues.
Hello, my name is Destiny. I'm Dora's youngest daughter. I tried to donate my kidney, but in the process, I end up finding out that I have a rare kidney disease like my mother. Will you help us find a kidney for my mom? O positive is the most common blood type there is. You can help us by sharing this story so that we can find a donor for my dear mother. Thank you.
Your Mocha Minute is brought to you by Black in Florida, your online connection to everything that's Black in Florida. Hey, let me tell you.
Refill.
You need to refill. We're closing the show. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, Mocha Marvels, it's been a blast being with you this season. We want to say thank you so much for tuning in with us every single Friday for this last season. We are so excited to welcome you back for a new season. It's going to be bigger and better and have more flavor. As my officially Jorge says, it's going to have more flavor, right, babe?
Thank you for letting us bring some flavor to your money.
Hey, listen.
And all of our contributors.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's a lot to do like 30 shows, and their commitment and dedication, to making sure that the Black woman's voice is heard. So,
absolutely.
Thank you so much. All the Mocha moments, all the photos. We've got to work with some really awesome celebrities and bloggers, and thank you so very much for giving us the privilege to even have you on our shows. To all of our special guests, all of our sponsors.
And our producers. And our amazing producers. Okay.
Thank you.
Jorge, Shalette Davis, thank you so much for being our anchors, okay, and making sure that we look good every week and the show comes off flawlessly. Thank you both so much. If nobody else says it, if we haven't said it before, we're saying it now. We thank you so much for always being there. And Mocha Marvels. Yes, de nada. And make sure that you share all of that flavor, y'all. Share the pages. We're Mocha Morning Show on all platforms. We will be posting in our break time as we prepare for the next season. So make sure you keep in touch with us, keep up with us. And we love you and thank you so much. Jorge!
I want to make sure we get everything.
Oh,
I know what we're missing.
What?
That beat!
Hey. Sling it one time, say live. Swing it one time, go swing it. Ow. Listen, long hair don't care, honey. You can't tell nothing. Jamona. Oh gosh.